8-7, graphing quadratic functions in vertex form. Okay, so we've talked about two different forms. What were the two forms that we just talked about? Standard form and factored form. Okay, what does factored form look like? The two sets of parentheses, right? What's standard form look like? Which is what? What's the regular quadratic equation? Standard equation.
A squared plus
AX.
bx plus c.
Perfect. AX squared plus bx plus c. That's the standard, okay? Why would it be called standard? What's standard mean?
Normal.
That's normal. That's the way that you normally see it. That's standard, okay? Standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, we just talked about that. Okay, now there's a third type, and this is the last type, okay? That you can see quadratic equations, which is called vertex form, okay? Because vertex, that should be a buzzword for you. That should make you know, what is vertex?
The point where the
highest or the lowest point, right? Maximum or minimum. Okay, how do I know? Listen to this one. Levi, stop. Stop. How do I know if an equation is going to make a U shape? If there's what? If there's a square. Okay, did y'all hear that? I'll say that again. You know that it will make a U-shaped graph if there is a square in the problem. So see how this is a square? That tells me it's going to be a U-shaped graph. Okay? For the standard form, we had ax squared. The square is what tells me that it's going to be a U-shape, right? Does linear have a square in the equation y equals mx plus b? No. Okay, so it's not, wouldn't be a U-shape for linear. But if it has a little 2, that means U-shape, all right? So I know this is going to be a U-shaped graph because it has a square. And you guys told me the vertex is going to be the highest or the lowest point. Now, this is called the vertex form because without doing any type of math or graphing, I can know what the vertex is just by looking at the equation. Okay, and what did you guys say the vertex was? Highest or lowest. So without doing any math, I know that the vertex is the numbers, some of the numbers in this problem. Okay, so on the side, I want you to write vertex. Vertex. Okay, if I wanted to get my vertex from this equation, I would take the opposite h number, whatever number that is. Okay, I would take the opposite. If it's a positive 2, I would make it negative 2. Okay, if it was a negative 3, I would take a positive 3. Okay, I would just change the sign. And then, so that would be the x number in the ordered pair. And then my y number is going to be just regular k. All right, so without doing any type of math, I can know what my vertex is just by looking at the equation. All right, one more thing we're going to talk about here. This A, draw your arrow. The A tells me if the graph opens up or down. Up or down. Okay, how do I know if it opens up? Positive. Okay. If that A is positive, it's going to open up. What's up mean? The arrows are going to the sky, right? Up. If it's a negative, which way is it going to go? Down. Okay? So there's two important things that you can tell on these equations. This first number, if it's positive, it opens up. Negative opens down. And then I can get my vertex, the opposite h, and then regular k. Okay, so look at example 1. My vertex, all right? This is going to be opposite h, comma, k. All right? So here's my h, here's my k. All right, my h is a positive 2, but I want the opposite, which is going to be negative 2. And then regular k, positive 3. Okay, axis of symmetry, right? X is. So my answer has to be x equals, and it's the x and vertex, which is -2. Looking at this equation, is this going to open up or down? How do you know?
The A is
The
a
2 is
positive.
an A spot.
This A, the 2, is a +2, so that means that it's going to open up. My arrows are going to go upwards towards the positive numbers on the graph. Okay, we all know what the y-intercept is, right? Where it crosses the y-axis. What does solutions mean?
Intercept.
X-intercept. Okay, so we can answer most of these questions without a calculator, but we are going to use the calculator to find x and y-intercept. So turn your calculators on. Stop. Quit making fun of me. Okay. And it's already y equals and y equals, so I'm just going to plug it in exactly how it looks. X plus 2 squared plus 3. Everybody should be doing this with me. Plug it exactly how it looks. And then it graphs. Okay, does this have x-intercepts?
Yes.
Does it
No.
cross the x-axis?
No.
No. So what am I going to write for x-intercepts?
No.
No solution. Because what's solution mean? It means x-intercepts. So we have no solution. No x-intercepts. Okay, now I want to know the y-intercept. Can I see it?
No.
No. Let's trace. So hit menu, 5, graph trace. Number 1. You should be doing this with me.
Take right arrow.
Okay, when you, listen, this is important. When you hit your trace, every time you turn your trace on, stop, be back. When you turn your trace on every single time, it automatically starts at your y-intercept. Okay, did y'all hear that? Anytime you turn your trace on, the place that it starts on the graph is your y-intercept. So right here, this is my y-intercept. If I want to go up and then back down, the words will pop up. I don't know why they don't pop up to start with. Okay, but anytime you turn your trace on, it starts with the y-intercept. So this y-intercept is 0, 11. Okay, questions? Shh. All right, example 2. Let's go ahead and plug this in first. So go to a new graph. Do it with me. Plug it in exactly how it looks. Make sure you do -3. -3, not -3. -3 on the end. Okay, so you could technically answer some of these questions without graphing it, but I'm just going to graph it to make sure that I get my answers right. Okay, because why would I not do that? I'm going to have to graph it anyways for the y-intercept and the solution. Okay. So once you get it plugged in, hit enter. Okay. I'm going to answer these questions, but I'm not going to answer them in order. Okay. So the first thing that I can see when I look at this automatically is it opening up or down? Down. So that's what I'm going to answer first for this one. Okay. The other questions. I can turn my trace on and get those answers. So let's turn our trace on. Menu. 5 for trace, 1. And when I turn it on, what's it automatically start at? The y-intercept. If you want to go up and then back down, it will pop up for you, the word 0, -101. Donovan, we don't say that. Just stop. Did you need me, Miss Rose? Yep. Okay. Okay, so that's my y-intercept. Now, I'm going to keep scrolling to the left. If you hold it down, it goes faster. Okay, maximum. What does the word maximum mean?
Vertex.
My vertex. So what's my vertex?
-7, -3.
-7, -3. Okay, what also does this tell me?
It doesn't cross X.
It doesn't cross the x-axis, so do I have any solutions?
No.
So solutions means x-intercept, so no solution. Okay, what else does this vertex tell me? The axis of symmetry. How do I have to write it? X equals, and it's the X and vertex, which is -7. Questions? Okay, number 3. Let's graph it first. So negative, make sure you put a negative out there, parentheses, x minus 4 squared plus 2. Don't forget that negative sign out there. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. Automatically opens up or down?
Down.
Down, okay? So it's going down. And then the rest of these answers, I'm going to have to turn the trace on again. So menu, 5, 1. And when I turn my trace on, it starts at the what? Y-intercept. If you need to scroll over and back, it will tell you the words pop up. -0, -14. Okay, scroll up, or sorry, to the right. All right, I hit a 0 first. Okay, so that first 0 is, what's 0 mean?
A y-intercept.
0 means x-intercept. Okay, so my first solution for x-intercept is 2.59, comma 0. Then I keep going to the right, and my maximum pops up, which is 4, 2. And if I keep going to the right, my second 0 pops up, and that is 5.41, comma 0. Okay, the only one I didn't answer is axis of symmetry. I have to write it as x is, x equals, and the x and vertex is 4, so my axis is symmetry. Questions? Are we good? Okay, one more. All right. New graph. Plug it exactly how it looks. Do it. Make sure that's a -1 back there. If you hit -1, it's going to be wrong. -1 back there. Okay, opens up or down? Up. Then turn your trace on to answer the rest. What is this?
The y-intercept.
The y-intercept is 0, 149. Okay, now hold it down when you go to the right. I'll go faster. Okay. First thing that comes up is 0, which means what? X-intercept or solution. And my first 0 is 4.59, comma 0. Keep going to the right. My minimum pops up, which is 5, -1. Keep going to the right. My second 0 pops up, which is 5.41, comma 0. And then the only thing I didn't answer is my axis of symmetry, which I have to write as x equals, the x and vertex is 5, so x equals 5. Okay, any questions? Is that terrible? Okay, you have to have your calculator to do this, okay? So it's important that you're working now during this last 25 minutes of class, okay? You should be able to finish this practice before you leave. Any questions?